Welcome to the re-premiere episode 3 of The Old Historic. Today we hear stories from Nazareth days of street stock racing. A truly captivating era, as with a hopped-up muscle car, scrapyard parts, mechanical knowledge, a few small sponsors, and minimal safety equipment, anyone could chase their racing dreams. In this episode, I'm joined by the man widely regarded as one of the best to do it in the street stocks as I sit down with multi-time track champion and all-time feature winner Mr. Jack Zeiner. Not only do we get to hear all of his great stories, but we also get an exclusive walk-around of one of his former championship-winning rides. Stay tuned for the next release as we talk modified racing with three-time Nazareth Speedway modified track champion Bill Tanzas, leading even closer to the can't-miss debut of Season 2. Throughout this series that has been The Old Historic, I've had the honor and privilege to sit down with some incredible people and hear some even more incredible stories. But one of the most captivating stories along the way has been that of the most successful career. They nicknamed him the Wildman, and his resume holds 76 feature wins and 6 track championships, a Nazareth Speedway track record. But who is this Wildman, and what stories does he have to tell us? Today, we answer those questions and more, as for this third installment of The Old Historic, we sit down with Mr. Jack Zeiner. Let's hear the story of one of the most successful careers in Nazareth Speedway history. Let's head into The Old Historic. Nazareth, Pennsylvania. For over 100 years, it's been my family's home. But stemming past my roots, this quiet little Lehigh Valley town plays host to some of the greatest racers in both the Northeast and even the world. I'm Kyle Morris, lifelong Nazareth resident and avid race fan. Join me on this personal journey as I head into my backyard to discover some of the best untold and most well-known racing stories. From weekly Saturday night battles to a legendary family and even an up-and-coming generation of talent, you never know what you can find in The Old Historic. Hello race fans, welcome into the third episode of The Old Historic, and today I am honored to be joined by the 6-time Nazareth Speedway track champion and 76-time race winner, Mr. Jack Zeiner. Mr. Zeiner, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Pleasure to have you on. So, Mr. Zeiner today, guys, is going to be with us. He's going to talk to us a little bit about his career and his time at the Nazareth Speedway. So, like all stories, we got to begin somewhere. So, what was your start in racing? How did you get involved at the Nazareth racing scene?
Started with figure 8 racing. Went from demolition derbies to figure 8.
And that was all the figure 8 racing at Nazareth on the small track, I assume?
The small track. There was 3 years of that, and I actually paid pretty damn good and saved enough money. And at the end of '73, they moved the pits to the infield. So that was the end of the figure 8 racing. I was done.
Right.
Ward Crozier the next year started street stocks in a half mile.
Uh-huh.
So I had enough money to throw a street stock together, and time went on from there.
Kind of continue on for there. Yeah, I know you said about the payouts too, you know, being $100 a week, and you know, think about it in today's terms, not much, but back then, I mean, that paid all the expenses you had.
That's right, when you're paying $50 a month for rent,
yeah,
$100 to win
they figure when you're winning 3 times a month too, you know.
Yeah, and things were good. And did the street stocks for several years, was winning, kept saving the money, was making, saving the money, went sportsman racing for 2 years. The first night out the motor broke, the second week out the rear end broke, and I was broke.
That ran you out of money.
I couldn't, for 2 years, these guys were putting new tires on. I couldn't afford them. You don't put new tires on, you're finishing 10th, 15th. So finally I had enough of it and sold it. Back to street stock racing again.
Street stock was kind of where you made it.
And then things went real well there. Several championships. And figured that this wasn't too much fun anymore. Well, then they come out with late model sportsmen. So put a 4-barrel on, a better motor, and street racing tires, and that went real well.
Yeah.
For several years, and And Charlie Bray had 4 special shows and won all of them. That was open competition late models.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next year my kids started racing, so I stopped and set him off, and he wound up with 8 track championships, 116 feature wins.
Carrying the legacy on.
And then one day at the end of the year he said, "Dad, I'm done." So he just absolutely put on the spot.
Wow.
I put 40,000 miles on the carrier hauling that street stock around.
And that was just in Nazareth?
It was Nazareth, Penn National, Big Diamond, Susquehanna, which he was champions at all in places. And the last year or so we went to East Windsor. They really good money.
Got all over the place, yeah. So, yeah, I know you really enjoyed being involved with him. Did you enjoy, helping him more, or did you enjoy your driving more?
I was more nervous watching him than I was, because he was pretty nuts.
Well, I think you were too, Mr. Wildman, right? It's that Wildman nickname. I know you were telling me a little bit off camera. Where'd that come to be?
From helping Elton Hildreth, 16J, he was called Wildman. The car colors orange and black, the fin on the roof. He started out as a teenager. We'd drive down there after school and help him, and go to Wildman on Saturdays and Nazareth on Sunday. He's a damn good friend of mine, and learned. It's common sense. The car did this to do that, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And that was fun.
I was gonna say, that probably carried you through to your career,
I went up through Kevin Collins' stuff, pretty much all of it, till he went to sprint cars. So when I was doing my own deal, he was running around in a sprint car, and I was down here.
That led you on to one of the most storied careers at Nazareth. I mean, I think of, when you think of Nazareth, I think of guys like Frankie Schneider, Bill Tanzas, yourself, 76 feature wins, 6 championships.
Still not in the same boat with that one.
I'd put you out there. Multi-time champion, multi-time race winner.
Yeah.
Quite a legendary career. So across those 76 wins, were there any ones that you really remember in particular?
The best ones were those 4 races that Charlie Braden had on the week. They were on weeknights. He used to get like 70 sportsmen and 60 late models. They were open competition. I run this Nova yet.
Right.
These rubber body Dow chassis things, and I won all 4 of them. That was the highlight of my career.
There you go. Those were your final 4 wins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know we kind of painted a picture of that. That was all on the big track then?
Small track.
The small track, okay. Okay. I was wrong on that one then, but still trying to learn.
I never raced on the big track.
Okay, you never raced on the big track. Okay. So you were all on the small track. So, I know the small track, any big rivalries or anything that you had out of that, or were you always kind of level-headed?
A lot of them, really. Barry Kutz was awful tough.
Okay.
Chris Higgs was very good, but he was he was running one of my cars.
Right. Couldn't be too tough on him.
And that was about it. Stan Janetsky in this open competition race. First year they had him. I beat him. He was New Jersey state champion. Big bucks in the car.
Right.
The second race, we were banging. Every time I got a side of him, he was trying to spin me out. And damn near wrecked me. Come off of turn 2, I hit him and turned him around. And it disqualified both of us.
Oh, gee, both of you.
That was about a big fight in the pits.
Yeah.
But then later on, he got hurt. He got hit, broke his arm or his leg in the car, and helped him out of the car and shit. And after that, things were all right.
Right.
Just water over the dam,
I think that's what it was all about at Nazareth too. Everybody helped everybody, and there was rivalries, but it was all one big family too.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in particular that you really enjoyed racing?
All of them. I admired everybody. There was guys that came here every week and didn't do crap.
Right.
I wasn't always trying to help them. I was just glad and happy that they got there to race.
Make the field more competitive than that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They did better. It made me feel good.
Definitely. No, I'll throw this question at you too. I asked every one of my guests this. So when I mention the name Nazareth Speedway to you, what's that one memory that comes to mind for you, either good or bad? When you hear Nazareth, that you instantly think about.
My memory was my wife. I lived for it. work for it all week just to go there on Sundays to race.
Right.
And the shame when it closed. It's 5 minutes away.
Right, yeah, right down the road.
Partying afterwards is horrendous.
Yeah, you think about it, you know, where we sit right now, we're maybe 5 minutes from the big
Right.
track, you know, back straightaway.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
definitely real close for you. So where we're at now, was this where your car was worked on, or, you know,
No, it was
somewhere in
from
the area?
the first couple had a one-car garage.
Okay.
I could barely move around. I used to bend the pipes in the tree out back to make the cages.
No pipe bender or anything?
No, then we went to, me and my brother, my dad set us up at More Tire Center. I
Uh-huh.
sit out on a lot of cars.
Right.
Me and my brother Tom built the cars up there then. Tom was a damn good racer. He won some championships and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And I went, now Zane, son,
Yep.
he's running More Tire Center. He still has race cars.
You never get out of it.
So I kind of started this crap, you know.
I mean, what does it mean to you to have that family legacy going on? You know, I bet you never thought when you started that, you know, there would be any kind of legacy,
I
right?
wouldn't know what else to do.
Right.
Like now, my granddaughter plays softball. She's damn good at it. And I don't know nothing about it. Just sit there and watch it.
You just know race cars,
I know how
though?
to play baseball.
No. I mean, you know, once you make a life out of it, that's all you can do. No, I completely understand.
And I still didn't get over it. Would be for Henry is the motorhome. We go to Indiana or Ohio every week. Not every week, once a year.
Once a year.
Big trip, the USAC deal or the Outlaws or so. And I work on all his vintage cars, which he had 8 of them at one time. He's down to 6 now. Just from working on them, it pays me that I'm retiring. So I help him run the cars and he hauls my ass around to the races. So.
There you go. That gives you something to do. And I know you're helping out, you know, too, on the family cars still, and that being involved with, yep, building a brand new modified. And I know we were talking about, you know, actually looking at it right now, you know, get ready for the season.
Yeah.
So, you know, across your career, is there anybody, you know, who comes to mind, especially that you'd like to attribute your success to?
Oh, one special person I really don't know. Kevin Collins, Kevin Busker. In the beginning helped me a lot, and Sultan Hildreth taught me the basics of everything
Right.
at a young age. And like I said, I'm sort of related to Billy Tanzon. She was hanging there a bit. And, I don't know, kind of friendly with everybody.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Yeah. Like I said, it's a big, you know, family community. And
When I went with Kevin, we were hanging like the whole year with Kenny Brightbill and Davey Cully and a bunch. And it was all good.
right. I know you said the stories too, you know, just sitting in the races till 2, 3 in the morning drinking beer. This guy like Frankie Schneider and I can't even imagine that, you know, one of the drivers of the Northeast, you know, the biggest drivers in the Northeast.
That's
and,
right.
You know, just another guy out there at Nazareth. I think that's the biggest thing from it all. Is that,
Jerry Freed used to buy beer with the trailer. He went up there to get paid. He had a tote full of beer. Frankie Schneider wouldn't believe that was gone.
That's crazy. Yeah.
How he did it at Middletown the night before.
Probably. A lot of legends, so, you know, for Nazareth, and, you know, it's cool to think, you know, that, you know, everybody from the different classes interacted too.
Another thing, my dad was a sign painter. He lettered all of Ed Reddy's cars in the earlier years.
Yeah.
I was young and he'd take me to the shop. These cars, I went out of my mind. I was looking
Right.
Ted's Osh's cars and he lettered.
And I think,
Go
you
to
know,
different places and see that.
right. I think, you know, the biggest thing at the time too is that, you know, it was just Mario Andretti, just another, you know, another guy that raced Nazareth, you know, his brother Aldo, you know, who would have known at the time that he would have gone on to have one of the most legendary careers in motorsports, you know, and being involved with, you know, Bill Tanzon, you know, how he went on the multi-time track champion of Sportsman's and the Big Block Mods, just a lot of, you know, it's cool how it all ties together in that, so. That's another thing, guys. Stay tuned. Bill Tanzon, episode number 4. So our next episode, we're going to be sitting down with him. But all right, guys. There's a little bonus footage separate from our interview. We're now out here with Jack out at the 72 Nova, 71 Nova. I told you I'd get it wrong. At the 71 Nova that he ran at Nazareth, this street stock. So he's going to take us around the car to show us as it sits. You know, from what I understand, this car mostly original, right?
Mostly original.
As he ran it.
I put different fenders on it, had to put a windshield in it because it's on the street now. But the orange and black from the White Elton Hildreth, sign on the roof from Elton Hildreth. Wildman's from Elton Hildreth.
And then we have the windshield, the wipers. We got the headlights on it as well.
Street legal antique.
Okay. What do we run under the hood on this car?
It's now it's a 350 automatic. Nothing special. It's just a driver.
Driver definitely very special.
Yes, yes.
Back when you used to run it, though, I know we said it was a 3-speed manual, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the car, too, on the doors has all the winter stickers, right?
Yes, I'm very proud of that. It has 30 wind stickers on it.
And all the original dents in that. Yeah, we were saying about
dents.
beating them out with the hammer.
Yes, I wanted it the way it was.
Hey, absolutely. And then you got the passenger seat added in there, that after the fact.
Yes.
We said about that champ emblem, too. Tell us a little bit about that.
Somebody gave it to me because Plymouth used to make a champ, and I won the championship. And they said, "Here, put that in your car."
There we go.
So I did.
All original.
All original. My father lettered it. He used to letter race cars. Life was good.
Got all the original pinstriping there, too. Yep.
Yes.
Designer Brothers up on the name rail.
Yeah.
Definitely a cool car. I know back here at the rear wheel well, tell me what you were telling us off camera about.
Well, the racing tires, it was cutting the tire, the fender. So he just took the pliers and bent this up in here.
And that still has you guys bend it up back in the 70s, yep.
There's no sense straightening it out now.
No, definitely. Right. And you got the More Tire Auto Center on it, like I said. Yep.
Yep.
That's really cool. Now, around back, I know we had, you said it was an aftermarket fuel cell we put in this car, right?
Yes.
You used to run a Volkswagen fuel cell, though, right?
No, Volkswagen gas tank.
Volkswagen gas tank and not a fuel cell.
10-gallon one.
Okay.
The 74 Vegas seat. That's the original race for the race, too.
It's crazy how, you know, it's like, I don't want to say stock this car is, but you had the cushioned seat in there. Like that, one thing sitting in this car, you know, it's not a hard seat. It's a cushioned seat. But you got the 5-point harness in that. I mean, it's, you know, it's race ready. Definitely a very cool car.
Of course, I had to change all 4 springs for the street because otherwise it just wanted to go around in circles.
Right, yeah. Had to set it up to turn both right and left.
Yes.
Back here, we got the number 8. I know we were talking a little bit, too, about, you know, how the number 8 came to be for you. Just one of the available numbers at the time, right?
Yes.
So, number 8. And then what do we have back here in the trunk? This is where you put the...
I want to see the fuel cell.
Let's see the fuel cell. So this is the new fuel cell we put in there. So not the original one, but that's... I know you said about $100 to fill up nowadays.
Probably 22 gallons. Figure it out.
But yeah, realistically, it is crazy. And then all hand lettered. You got the antique plates that you run on it, the tail lights, the rear glass in it as well. What do we have on the driver's side name rail too? I know we had all the years of your track championships in that.
Yes. You can see them. It's pretty dark in here.
So they got not all those championships were yours though, right? They're all the championships in the family, right?
I think 3 of them are my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And my boy, Junior, has one at the end here. He won the championship the last year at Nazareth.
Let's hear
Running with the late models.
1988.
Cars like this.
I got the Jack Zeiner fabrication there on top too. Super cool touch. I mean, on the inside, you know, I know we talked about the dash, not original. It used to just be a panel, you know, with the gauges and that. So this is something that you added on to make it more street legal and that too. Yes. And obviously the mirror too.
Speedometer.
Yep.
You know.
Another thing that I think was crazy to think of getting in this car, you used to have a bar running across right here along with the door. Yeah. Crazy to...
That works too.
It's crazy to think, so. Bar right across here then too, and making it a little more difficult to get in the car. But, I mean, that's the original seat right there, the winningest car at Nazareth Speedway right here. And then I know the thing I found cool as well, right up here on the corner of the roof, the good luck dad from your kids or... Yep. Look at that. A real cool car. So anything else you want to pass on about this car? Any memories you have at the wheel of this thing? I mean, a lot of cool stuff sitting here, you know, a lot of history, right?
All I know is it was a lot of fun. Life was good.
Oh, definitely. Yep. All right. Well, appreciate you showing me this car.
Hey, no problem, Kyle.
Mr. Zeiner, I just thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great to hear just the story of your career, to see some of your cars, some of your trophies, you know, some of the stuff from one of the most successful careers at Nazareth, as I would consider it.
Nice.
In closing, do you have any thoughts or anything you'd like to pass on to our viewers at home?
Oh, I'm glad this guy had me. It was fun.
It is. It's truly been a blast getting to meet
Watching's
you.
probably really good.
I think it'll come out nice. So, Mr. Zeiner, thank you so much for joining me.
What do I say about Mr.?
Oh, all right, Jack Zeiner. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Zeiner here on The Old Historic. For more content like this, guys, stay tuned to all my social media channels linked in the bio below. For coming on YouTube and The Old Historic, my name is Kyle Morris. Once again, saying thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time in The Old Historic.